This model will open up the automobile to millions of new customers on low income. Adolf Hitler predicted in February of 1938 as he presented the prototype of a small, inexpensive family vehicle. Commissioned by Ferdinand Porsche, the people's car, or Volkswagen, as stated in Bernhard Rieger's The People's Car. With this brand, I worked with them for about 5 years, and I delved deep in research to acquire more knowledge from their background, as well as to get more information on things that I was taught in a Learn the Brands class I took while working for the company. Now, a lot of you might remember going on family vacations, and if you're from the Midwest, chances are your parents decided to drive, because 15 hours isn't a long drive to us Midwesterners. And during that drive, you had to get creative to not get bored. So I'm sure a lot of you would see the Volkswagen Beetle, the people's car, play punch buggy, slug bug, whatever you called it. And maybe now you'll learn some fun facts that you can throw in there the next time you're playing. I will share with you who the Volkswagen brand is, scandals that are shaping them to this day, and how they're leading the electronic car movement. First, who is the Volkswagen brand? They took the motto of strength through pleasure. In Duluth Wells, Hitler and his VW, tracing the 80 years of the Volkswagen Beetle, it states that that same model was also used by the Nazi organization for leisure activities. Within the Volkswagen brand, they have a lot of companies, some which you know, some that you don't know, that are only located in European countries or South America. They include Volkswagen, Audi, Bugatti, Bentley, Lamborghini, Ducati, Porsche, and yes, it is pronounced Porsche, Seat, Skoda, Scania, MAN, as well as Volkswagen commercial vehicles. You can find the full list on Magnus Selin, What Brands Does VW Own? He also goes on to explain the Rolls-Royce and how Volkswagen almost acquired them. They were up for bid. Volkswagen bid on them along with some other competitors, and they thought they acquired the Rolls-Royce. It turns out what they bid on was actually the engines and the model shape of the vehicle. They never obtained the rights to the name Rolls-Royce, and they never obtained the spirit of ecstasy that sits on the hood of the vehicle. For those reasons, they manufactured engines for other car companies for about 7 years before selling those rights to the people who acquired the spirit of ecstasy as well as the name Rolls-Royce. Alex Davis's Business Insider states that Volkswagen brand loses $6.24 million with every Bugatti Veyron they sell. You might think to yourself, why keep selling a car you're losing money? Well, when you have as many brands as the Volkswagen car, it's not really a big hit, because I'm sure they're recuperating it with their Porsches and Lamborghinis. Now, with a brand started by Adolf Hitler, scandal shouldn't be a surprise. Dieselgate was coined when Volkswagen claimed that they created a new vehicle called TDI that produced less emissions into the world. Per Braunschwein's France 24 VW Dieselgate fraud, a timeline of scandal, it came out that the TDI vehicle was actually putting out 40% more emissions into the earth than any other vehicle on the planet. That caused a lot of consumers to request that the company buy the car back, and they did. And they also did a lot of cash outs to consumers, as being environmentally clean is a big passion for many people. This also caused the Volkswagen chief, Herbert Diess, the supervisory board chairman, Hans Dieter Potash, and Winterkorn to be charged with market manipulation. Because of this, they are now leading the electronic car movement. With their Together Strategy 2025, they are hoping to gain a new image. Their goal is to release 30 new all-electric vehicles by 2025, per Eric Thalber with VW Group Communications. They were tasked with funding all electronic car commercials. So if you ever see one of those commercials, most famously with Chevy, where they begin the commercial with an older Chevy and the Flintstones theme song, and then you see a newer electric Chevy pull up beside them with the Jetsons theme song. There are no Volkswagen brand cars in sight, but if you look at the translucent writing at the bottom of that commercial, you'll see that it's paid for by the Volkswagen Group of America. And that was in part of them and their scandal and needing to pay billions to create commercials like that, and to start building charging stations on every major U.S. highway. Per Andrew Kronk's Volkswagen Electrify America launches first ad campaign with a Bolt. They are also hoping to launch automated vehicles, including the Volkswagen Bus, the all-electric automated, by 2025. You can find more information with that on Drew Dorian's VW-ID.Buzz Autonomous. Now, I was able to share with you who the Volkswagen brand is. Scandals that are shaping who they are to this day and beyond, and how they are leading the electronic car movement with their Together Strategy 2025. So maybe next time when you're out on your trip and you see a Volkswagen and you go for that punch, you can also throw in some facts that you learned today about how they lose $6.24 million on every Bugatti sold, or you can tell someone that's most likely pronouncing Porsche wrong that it's pronounced Porsche, or even that Lamborghinis all fall under the Volkswagen brand. Thank you.